Page 24, Deck the Hall. So I'll go through the process I use to learn a piece of music. Let's see what we get. I look it over, it's a page long. It has repeat signs, so it's really longer than that, but there's only a page of music to deal with. The clef signs are treble and bass clef. The time signature is 4/4 time. I see whole notes, quarter notes, dotted quarter notes, half notes, dotted half note. Oh, everybody's here, huh? Now the hands are playing at the same time, so I'm going to take this one hand at a time first. The right hand starts with fifth finger here. That puts the hand here. And it's 1 and 2 and I hope you understand dotted rhythms. Just briefly, because I teach that in the method book, not here. But briefly, the quarter note comes on beat 1 and it lasts the whole beat. The dot comes on beat 2 because the quarter note takes up beat 1. And the dot is half of a quarter note, or the same as an eighth note, tied together. So the eighth note there then comes on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. That's the way that works. The eighth notes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And crossover. Then we have a little problem in measure 6. We got to cross over. Not changing hand position, just cross over. We have to cover 6 notes with 5 fingers, and this is one of the ways we do it. We just cross over. Okay. Measure 13, we have to be up here. Now you have 2 measures of rest, so sometime in there you got to move the hand up here. So measure 13, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And remember the numbers at the beginning of the lines in the little boxes are measure numbers? I don't know. Oh, okay. Anyway, measure 14. It's a G and a B. 1, rest, and then F sharp. Just bring the finger up. Rest. And then during the rest, this is measure 15. 1, 2, 3, rest. During the rest, you come back down. 2, 3, rest. And like, now at the last line here, measure 7. Just reach up here. Just reach one note. Just reach up. And then you can collapse. We just changed hand position. We just crawled up. It's all here. And then they want you to come down here. Rest. Rest. You don't have to. You can. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just you only get a half a beat rest to move. So you're here, and they want 4th finger again. I would prefer to wait until the next measure to move. I need to move down 1 key. Where I do it is up to me. So I'm just going to stay there in measure 18. I'm just going to stay there and use 3rd finger. Rest. Now I can come down and use 2nd again. Because I have a whole beat rest here. 1, 2, rest. You can use fingering in the book if you'd rather. There's no right or wrong here. It's just a personal choice. It's just in measure 19 I have a full beat of rest. And measure 18, it's only half a beat of rest. I got to get there quicker. You decide. Or your teacher will decide to. Okay. Left hand. We're starting out with a C and a G. They're whole notes. And this is what you get to do there for a long time. You do get a dotted half note occasionally. But in measure 11, you get the melody. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And then measure 13, sometime during that first 2 beats, you need to move up here. Here. 4th finger on the A. So just 1, 2, and 1, rest, and then a B and a D. And then 1 beat rest to come down, back where you were. So once I have an idea what his hand does, then I'm going to try and put the hands together. And when I first do this, I hesitate all over. I don't care. I just try and figure out how the fingers are working together. So starting with the 3rd measure, where they're together, we're here. Here. 1 and 2. And then again. And again. Rest. Now in measure 12, while the left hand is playing, the right hand has to move up 1. So or up 2 actually, you're going from here to here. So somewhere in here, so you're there ready to go. Make sure you're there before you need, don't wait until you need to be there and then get there, that's too late. Get there ahead of time. So again, measure 12, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and as you're doing this, measure 13, the left hand's got to come up. So these are together, and then these are together, and then these are together. And now we have one beat of rest to get both hands down. You can do one hand at a time, quickly, or both hands together. I'll leave that up to you. You'll have to look at the keyboard, of course, for this, but don't mess up the beat. Okay, you hold that dotted half note down 3 counts, so you get 1 count to come back down here. Now once I have the hands sort of working together, then I go back through it a few hundred times or whatever, and I get rid of the hesitations. So it's a steady beat. I can keep it slow, but no hesitations. And I'm only looking down when I have to move. Sometimes, eventually, when you only move in 1 or 2 keys, you'll develop that feel. You'll know what that is without even having to look down. It helps. And then I'll think about the articulation. That's the slurs and staccatos. This left hand on the whole notes, they don't give you anything. Try and connect them as best you can't connect them. They're repeated notes, but do the best you can. And the right hand, they give you slurs. They got here. Remember, a slur, you connect the notes within the slur, but you don't always lift up before and after slur. So in this first line, I'm going to connect this right hand all the way across. It's all one musical thought. I want to connect it. Then if I want, I could lift up. And staccato, flex here. The left hand I can't, so I'm going to connect the right, 1 and 2. I'm lifting up here to play it again, but I'm connecting that. Then I can lift up avant. Rest. That's phrasing. It's musical thoughts. If you feel maybe the first 4 measures there, the right hand is all one thought, then you would connect it all. It's interpretation. You decide how you're going to do it. Now in measure 6 here, that's staccato, but that's a whole beat. So it's still down until beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Comes up on beat 4. Later on in interpreting it, if you would like to lift them together, you can interpret it that way. Here. But play it the way it's written first. So put in the phrasing and the staccatos and stuff, and then I think about the dynamics. The louds and softs. F at the beginning is forte, and well, there's different ways of doing this. I want to hear the melody, and the dynamic applies to the melody, and that's this. That's loud, forte for loud. So this, it's not melody. So I can either start this loud, and then come down for the 3rd measure, because the right hand takes over. There. Or I could start it at sort of loud, come down a little bit, and just kind of stay there. It's interpretation. This is a happy piece, and you're telling them, yay, everybody listen to me. So you're probably going to want to start it loud. Get their attention. Not super loud, just loud. And then come down on the 3rd measure. Or maybe you can get a little softer as you go. So the first measure is loud, and then the next measure is not quite so loud, and the next measure is soft. So it's, so each one gets a little soft. That way when the melody comes in, you're ready. It's another way to interpret it. You experiment and see what you like. There's no right or wrong here. It's how do you feel it. Now we get to measure 7. Is it soft? This left has to be very soft. And you get to measure 11, up a little bit to moderately loud. That's a. And then on measure 16, you're back up to loud again for the melody. And then the speed. Festively in 2. So we want to feel this in 2. Well, remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So we're going to feel the natural accents. Feel this. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. The repeat sign, you get the bottom, you repeat back up to the reverse repeat sign, you do the whole mess again. Like that. Okay. Please don't copy me. That's just one way it might go. Give me a few more cups of coffee or a glass of wine or two, and I'm sure I would play it differently because I would feel it differently, and I play by feel. Now on measure 13 here, you can separate measure 13 from measure 14 if you want, but I tend to connect it. Here. You can separate. That's interpretation. Which do you like? Experiment, try them both, and you decide. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do louds and softs. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms. I'll give us 4 counts, and we will do the repeat. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Rest and 2. Rest. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Rest. Rest. 2, 3, rest. And 2. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Repeat. And 2. And 2. Rest. And 2. Rest and 2. 1 and 2. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, rest and 2. Rest.